Morning, everybody, and welcome to Sales Mastery. Today we're going to be talking about overcoming commission objections. And so many times we get calls here in the company from agents, from newer agents particularly, that say, hey, I have a seller that wants me to do it for 4%. What should I do? I have a seller that wants me to do it for 5%. I don't have money to market it. I don't have money to do this. And really, it is a science to how we can go about letting people know that we deserve the commission, that we have earned it, that we have the tools that will get them the money, that will get them more net profit, that will do all those sorts of things. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to jump right in. Today's going to be really short, by the way. I'm going to hit like 5 or 6 points and then we're out. But I want you to listen to all of the commission objection theories, their strategies, because they're all from different agents and all from different personality types, and try to choose the ones that you think are best for you. So back when I was doing sales, which was 5, 6 years ago, and I did very well, by the way, I started out, though, at a very young age, almost 25 years ago, going to a Mike Ferry productivity school. At that productivity school, we spent 3 days rehearsing scripts like a bunch of crazy psychos. Like the whole room would say like, bah, 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 and then they'd repeat it, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was just kind of ridiculous until I realized that I was actually ingraining some of these scripts into my head, and I still use them today. So my first and number one piece of advice is whatever one you like, whichever commission objection, whatever way you can overcome these commission objections, I want you to choose the one that you feel the most comfortable with for your personality type. And then I just want you to make it involuntary. Now, people feel that scripts are a problem because it's not me, it's fake, it's this, it's that. I wouldn't say it that way. But the bottom line in scripts really is that your personality is going to come through. If I say it one way, it's going to sound like me. If Michael says it some way, it's going to sound like him. If you say it some way, it's going to sound like you. But you really need to just trust in the scripts because they are tried and true. So basically, I want you to take these scripts and I want you to build them into your personality. So, all right, I'm not going to be showing it here. I'm just going to be talking to you guys straight. Number one, there are different types of ways to overcome it. One of our number one agent in our company, their theory is they never bring it up. They never talk about commission. It's not even a discussion for them. When Mr. Seller does bring it up, they will just be super tight about it, but it's very rare. They build it into their contract prior to going in. Yes, they don't even use DocuSign and listing contract. They bring it in, they go through it. This is what it is. This is what I charge. And most of the time, they get their full 6%. So you may get a deal, here and there where they're just going to say, you know what, you deserve it. It's fine. This is what we charge. This is what it is. Done. So that's the first thing. When it doesn't work out for him, and because he is a top producer, so if you are a top producer, this will apply to you, he pulls up the stats. He always asks, so who are you competing with? Which is the number one thing you need to do. By the way, let me step way back. Before you ever go into any listing appointment, you always need to ask that seller, how many people are you interviewing and who are you interviewing? It's really important that you ask who, because then I know who I'm going after. So if somebody's going like, I'm going up against somebody from Priority Real Estate, I'm going to say, which I've never heard of, I'm basically going to say, well, are you sure you want to go with a mom and pop real estate company or somebody that doesn't really do any business? And then when he does get the name of that other agent, he will pull up their stats right there sitting in front of them and show this is their number of sales in their company. This is the number of sales in my company. So one of the great benefits of being with Coldwell Banker Associated Brokers is if you pull up the last year, you're going to pull up 2,000 sales that we in our little company here have had. Whereas if you go to Priority Real Estate, you'd be surprised. There might be 30. And when you pull up that one agent, there might be 3. So for a top agent who never even brings it up, or when they do need to bring it up, their numbers will speak for themselves. However, if I am a newer agent, which most of you probably are, I'm going to be using Moxie, which is going to knock it out of the park, and then I'm going to be using, secondarily, the stats of the company. Well, here's the sales that our little company here has done in the last year. Here's 2,000. That's going to make a big difference. So the other thing that they will say is, look, this is from the top agent. So number one, never bring it up. Number 2, pull up their stats if you have to, if you can, if you're a top producer. And number 3, this is this line every time when he doesn't get the listing, hey, you may get a deal from somebody else on the commission, but I do want to tell you, you'll be calling me in 3 months when they can't get it done, because I'm going to get it done for you, and you know that. So that's one way. Number 2, this is from the old Mike Ferry school. Will you cut your commission? No. Next question. That's when also the number 2 agent, who's also been number 1 probably 5 of the last 10 years, that's their line. Will you cut your commission? No. And then they just go silent. That's it. I mean, silence can be your friend. And the first one to talk breaks. So will you cut your commission? No. Or will you cut your commission? No. Next question. So that's another way you can do it. Now, some of these are harsh and they may not work for you. So that's why I wanted to give you a few more. The next one, what do you charge? You know what? It's still only 6%. That's another one. That works. Okay. Another one, this is one that's been done by a top agent in our company, a very, very soft, very friendly approach. She brings $6 to every single listing appointment. And she lays out the $6 on the table. And she says, these $3 are going to the buyer's agent. These $3, this is what I have to work with. This dollar is going to go towards the company, right? Because the company has to stay in business too. This is for all the marketing, everything that the company does on their behalf. This piece right here, this is for my marketing. This is where you're going to see everything on Moxie, where I'm going to be sending out all my digital stuff, the flyers, the work, the open houses, all that sort of stuff. This is the marketing piece. And this $1, that's what I'm left with. So if somebody comes in, Mr. Seller, and they're offering to give you less, this is the one they're going to give up. And she holds up the marketing dollar. I don't want to give this up. I want to make sure we get as much as we possibly can for you. So the $6 method is what that's called, and that's just another commission objection option for you, the $6 method. So these 3 go to the buyer, these 3 right here, 1 is going to go to the company, 1's going to go for marketing, and this is the one that's left for me. So again, where do you think it's going to be cut? That one. So that's the $6 method. The next one is overcoming commission objections is the competition charges 5%. And you charge 6%. That's right, I do, and I'm worth it. And silence. Silence is a big one, and silence works often. But I do like the next question. Here is probably the best one that you're going to feel most comfortable with. I have 2 that I think you're going to feel the most comfortable with. Right out of the gate, when they come in, you wander through the house, you do all that stuff, and the minute they sit down at the table, they start out with the commission, just knocking dots, just say, I want to get the commission piece out of the way right away before we even get to values or anything. I charge 3%. Now, what you choose to charge the buyer's agent, that's completely up to you. But I just want to let you know, I'm the one doing the marketing. I'm the one that's putting out all the bucks. I'm going to be doing, I do all of these different things for you. We do the digital. I'm going to have the drone done. I'm going to have the video done. I'm going to have the photos done. I'm going to have the Matterport done. I take care of all that stuff. The buyer's agent doesn't have those expenses, so I charge 3%. However, we have to choose what that buyer's agent is going to get paid, and that's going to be up to you. So by doing that, you've knocked that 3% piece out right out of the gate. Then if they choose to go 2.5% or whatever that may be, it's a 5.5% commission total. So just a thought. The next one is now when it does get to that buyer side, and we're going to be talking about the buyer side commission, it's going to be completely up to you, Mr. Seller. However, money motivates. We know money motivates. So you have a 2,548 square foot, 4-bedroom, 3-car garage. There's also 6 other ones for sale in this 1 mile radius. And my question would be, if there's 9 properties, and of those 9 properties, 4 are being offered with a 3% commission to the buyer's agent, and 5 are being offered at 2.5%, which one do you think the buyer's agent is really going to push for? They're going to push for the one that's offering a 3% because they're in the business to make money and survive and do the best they can as well. So if all houses being the same, they're going to choose the ones that have 3%. I've even seen in my career, true story, I've seen people search for buyer properties just based on that buyer side commission. They'll put in 3% and 3% plus, and that's it. And those are the ones they're going to show. Now that's just the way it is. Money motivates. So if you have 9 properties, 4 are at 3%, 5 are at 2.5%. Which ones are going to get shown, Mr. Seller? So that's just another thought. And a lot of people, they're actually above and beyond. Now, it's not so much in this market because it's so competitive, but if we have 9 properties and we have 3 of them, or if we have 9 properties and 1 of them is offering a 4% commission, which one do you think they're going to show? They're going to show that one. So depending upon their time, depending upon their motivation, you might even be able to bump the price up a little bit more to give it a shot, but they will choose to show one at 7% because there's 4% of the buyer's end more than they will somebody that's 3 or 2.5. So again, that's all houses being equal, and it's just the way it is. Money motivates. I will tell you this. This is one of my favorite stories. Here's another way that you can go about overcoming commission instructions. I'll never forget this. This was 17 years ago probably when I first kind of started really getting into the business, and I went out to a $899,000 listing. up here in the valley, and I went out with another agent, and it was fun because she was a great agent, and I just kind of wanted to watch, and we were partnered because I knew her as well, and she specialized in these horse properties, blah, blah, blah. We sat down at the table, and we were talking to the seller, and the seller said, hey, would you be willing to cut your commission? And she sat there for a minute and was thinking about it and said, you know what, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do something for you, but you can absolutely not tell anybody because it can't undermine my business. I'm going to credit you back at close of escrow $1,000. But again, you cannot tell anybody that I'm giving you back $1,000 because it's going to undermine me. So she gave back and is crediting back, and they were like, oh, okay, we understand, we understand. So she's crediting them back $1,000, right? But on an $899,000 sale, 1% is almost $9,000, and she's only crediting back $1,000. So another suggestion for you when it comes to overcoming commission objections is talk dollars, not percentages. Talk dollars, not percentages. So $1,000 sounds like a lot, but when you compare it to 1%, which is $9,000, you know, it's a big difference. And I was pretty impressed. They took it. They were super excited. Oh, no problem. Thank you for doing that. We really appreciate it. And she gave them full service, and we got the house sold. I think it was damn near full price, but I was impressed with the way she went about overcoming that particular commission objection. So again, talk money, not percentages. There are other ones that, other approaches you can take, again, based on what your personality is. Number one would be the other realtors say they will do it for 5%. That's a big one that you're going to hear all the time. Now, it depends on how much you want to fight for it, because a lot of people will just roll and take that 5%. But the question would be this. There's another objection. You know, I got to be honest with you. Some people will take 5%. And I just have a question. The agents that you're talking to, how fast did they roll on taking that 5%? Because in my opinion, that's how hard they're going to negotiate to get you top dollar and to get you the net that you wanted to. So is that somebody that you really want to deal with? And again, I think you can circumvent that sort of situation if you just start out by sitting down saying, I charge 3%. We have to figure out what we want to charge the buyer's agent or pay the buyer's agent. That's a big one. To me, that's a very easy way to go about it if you wanted to try to make sure that you're getting 3%. Because if you did the same number of sales guys and you got 3% on the listing side every time, that is literally a 22 or 20% increase in your income, like boom. And you deserve that. You work hard. I mean, and you're getting no's, you're getting rejections, you're dealing with problems, you're dealing with inspections, you're dealing with constant things, and you deserve it. But if you don't feel you deserve it, you're not going to be able to sell that. So by starting out with that 3% on the listing side, it's going to pay off for you in the long run. So a couple of other ones. This is a true story, and this isn't me being cocky, but this is the way that I started on many, many of my presentations. And I would come in, I would have my listing book with me or my listing materials. I'd flip it around to them and say, you see all this stuff? Here's our market stats. You know we're number one. You know a little bit about me. You know that I can get it done. Do you think I can sell your house? And they would say, well, yeah. And I'm like, I can sell your house. And you know I'm going to give you quality service. So, I mean, do you want to move on from that and just kind of figure out what we need to list at and do all that? Because here's the listing contract. Let's just get this signed with the built-in 6%. And at that point, you know, they will sign that, and then we can just move on to getting your house sold. So do you think you can sell do you think I can sell your house? The answer is that yes, I can do it. And they're going to get great service. Another thing, and I'll never forget this one, I had a friend of mine who was earth mover. He had a dozer, and I was building a couple houses at the time, and I asked him at one point, I'll never forget it, and I almost feel bad about it, but I asked him at one point, I'm like, hey, dude, do you think you can, you know, cut me a little bit of deal on your bid here price to grade this lot? And he's like, Chuck, I'm so busy right now. He goes, I'm turning down work to work with you. He goes, so I'm not going to give you any form of a deal, but I'm going to treat you as if you are one of my A-plus clients. So I want you to know I'm going to take your calls. I'm going to treat you as if you're the best client I ever had. I'm going to be there when I say I'm going to be there, and I'm going to take care of business. I'll never forget that because I respected that. You know, so when you get friends or family or somebody that's grinding on you really hard, you can just say, hey, I just want you to know I am turning my business to work with you, and I'm going to be spending all my time with you. So I can't cut the commission on this, but what I can do is give you the best quality service I possibly can. And another thing, when it is friends or family, you want to give them the full presentation too. You want to show them everything that we do. Everything from Moxie to how we advertise it to CB Buzz to all the resources that we have here as a company, so that you can make sure that they know that they're getting quality service. Don't discount your friends or family by not giving them everything and just throwing up a sign or a lockbox. Give them the full presentation. Show them why you're a badass and why it's, you know, you're with the best company in the Valley, period, here at Coldwell Banker. So that's another one. My favorite one, the one that I used every time for my entire career, was this one. Hey Chuck, would you do this for 5%? I'll tell you what, Adam. Here's what I'll do. Let me earn it. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm going to be like, well, if we put an offer on the table, and I'm going to ask you to do this at 6%. You're going to have to trust me. But here's why. When we get an offer on the table, I'm going to do everything I have to do to make sure that you get the net that you want. If I have to pay for a home warranty at the end, if I have to talk to the other agent to put the deal together, if I have to talk to escrow to see if I can get you a deal, title, whatever I have to do, I'm going to do what I can to earn you the net that you want. So here's another example. You want to list it at $575, right? Okay, well, why don't we list it at $585 and make me earn it? Because again, when that offer comes on the table, if I don't get you the net you want, you're not going to take it. And I want to make sure that you're going to take it. And again, if you don't take the offer, I don't make any money either, and neither one of us win. So I'm going to do what I need to do to get your sale sold. So to get your property sold, are you cool with 6% if I can get you the net that you want? And most of the time, I'm able to negotiate with the other agent, you know, to make sure that the buyer, if they like the property and everything, is willing to pay what they're willing to pay, and I have earned my commission. So again, let me earn it. I'm going to do what I have to do to get the sale done. If you don't get the net you want, you're not going to sell the house anyway, and we both lose. Also, by cutting my commission up front, it doesn't give me the power to negotiate to try to put this deal together or to deal with problems as the sale goes on. So again, just another idea for you. That's the one I have used for my entire career. So if you're out there listening, I want you to say this. I'll tell you what, why don't you let me earn it? And you can add it to the sales price. You can do whatever you want to do. So that's just one more way of going about doing overcoming commission objections. So I'm going to go back real quickly, and I'm going to just rip through these. Number one, building it into your listing. Your listing is a list contract is great, and a lot of times people aren't even going to bring it up because they may see your value. So just put it in there. Don't even talk about it, and keep moving. Number two. It's important that you bring your stats and pull up other people's stuff. So I can pull up Priority Real Estate or, you know, the Keller Williams that doesn't do any business around here that they're coming from, or whoever it may be, and show this is our stats, this is their stats. Which one do you think you're going to get the best results? Will you cut your commission? No. Next question. Again, you have to use the personality type for you. How much do you charge? It's still only 6%. Another one, $6. $3 goes to the buyer's agent, one for my broker, one for our marketing, and one for me. If I have to cut, which one do you think is going to go out? So that's another option. I charge 3% up front, just want to let you know that. Now we got to decide what we want to pay the buyer's agent, which is completely up to you guys, right? Because again, I'm taking the bulk of all the marketing and making sure that we get done what we want to get done. But on the buyer's agent side, if we have 9 properties and we have 3 at 3% and 6 at 2.5%, which one do you think the buyer's going to show? Next one, high dollar sale that I mentioned in the Valley here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You can't tell anybody. I'll cut $1,000. I'll credit it back to you at the close of escrow. But you can't tell everybody or anybody, right? Because that'll undermine me. And of course, the next one would be make me earn it. I'll tell you what. Why don't you let me earn it? If you take it away from me now, then I have no negotiation power. If I don't get you the net that you want, you're not going to take the sale anyway. So when the offers are on the table, we're figuring out what you're going to walk away with. I'm going to do whatever I can to make absolutely sure that you get the net that you want, because if you don't, neither one of us win and we don't get the sale. So I'll grind on services. I'll do whatever I need to do. So that is a few of the ways to overcome commission objections. I want you to choose, and guess what? There's many, many, many more. And you can talk to the top producers, you can talk to agents in the company, and you can ask them exactly what they do, and their personality type may be in line with yours. And Michael, I see you got the mic.
Vicky says she got her 2 recent listings at 6%.
Okay, and how'd she do it?
She didn't say, so
okay,
add it to the comments, Vicky.
Okay, add it to the comments. Anybody else?
Norma complimented these, and then Dylan says his 6% in Canyon Lake wrote him a Google review saying best realtor in Canyon Lake, so he's very grateful, but he's also going to use that in listing presentations.
All right, good, good. Well, you know, here's the thing, guys. At some of these other companies, they deserve to do it for 4%. They don't do anything for their agents. or the agents don't do anything for their sellers. They don't answer their friggin' phones. Their marketing sucks. Their pictures suck. They don't do drones. They don't do videos. They don't do Matterport. These people that are offering out these cut rate commissions, it's because they suck. And here at Coldwell Banker, with the quality that we do through our photos and our drones and our Matterports and our CB Buzz and our systems and our networks of agents and Moxie and identifying exactly where they're at and our social ad engine, advertising out to exactly the areas and the income and the career paths and the number of kids and everything, we know exactly where the buyers are coming from to your home, Mr. Seller. These other guys don't know what they're doing. They're blindly marketing, if they're marketing at all, because they have no money for marketing. So it's just important that you realize that you are with the Saks Fifth Avenue of real estate, and that's part of why you're with this brand. It's part of why we pay the franchise fee, is because the services that we offer knock everybody out of the park. No one can compete. So these other guys that are cutting, they should, but you shouldn't. What else we got?
This is just another story not related to the comments, but I know some people have competed against other well-known brokerages that are known for having lower commissions out there. That they're very departmentalized. So the person who does the listing and the contracts is different than the person with the disclosures, and different than the person that sets up the photos, and different than the person that sets up the inspections. So
right.
I know one of our agents went to a listing appointment knowing he was competing against that and said, here's the thing, when you're working with me, you're working with me. You're talking to me throughout the whole process. I'm going to hold your hand the whole way through. It's not going to be, this issue comes up, you got to go talk to this person over there.
Right.
You're going to have one central point of contact, and that's me for the whole transaction.
Love it, love it. So, okay, so there you go, guys. There are some commission objection ideas. Do we have anything else before we close out? Okay, cool. And if you have any questions, you guys know you can call me, but please watch this video before you go on any listing presentations. And again, my favorite, I charge 3%. We're going to talk about what we want to charge the buyer's agent. The other one, why don't you just let me earn it? And the other one, I charge 6%. Next question. I mean, you just got to choose the personality that's right for you. And again, don't discount your friends and family. Don't believe that you have to cut a bunch of commission to do that, because you deserve it, and just let them know. I'm going to give you the same A+ quality of service that I give everybody else. I'm going to answer my phone, and I'm going to be there for you. So there we go, guys.
Vicky says what she did is she writes in 6% on the listing, but then if she represents the buyer, she'll do it for 5%.
Okay, cool. Cool, that works. All right, thanks, Vic. All right, guys, so thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully this was helpful. I know I went fast. I know it was a little scattered today, but in my opinion, this can make a huge difference in your income and in your real estate career, even on whether or not you make it. So thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Wednesday Sales Mastery, and we will see you on Fired Up Friday at 8:30, and we'll see you soon.